Hello guys, it's Stephen and Phil here, back on Club Footy Daily. How are you all doing today? Phil, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
What is that abomination of a shirt that you're wearing?
This is the prawn shirt in all its glory. I don't know if you can see it. It's absolutely...
it's actually a prawn.
It's literally a load of prawns on a shirt. I believe the sponsor or one of the local companies do sell prawns, so what better way than to literally put the product on the shirt.
That is genuinely one of the worst shirts I've ever seen.
It's disgusting, yeah.
What team is it again, sorry?
Loca CD, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Loca CD.
I think it's a third division Spanish shirt.
So this one. This one is... have you heard of Bands FC on Twitter? Essentially, they're like a Twitter account that merge football and music together. And one of my favourite bands is Pulp. They do like Common People and Disco 2000. They did this kind of Sheffield Wednesday kind of like Pulp mashup with Jarvis Cockers and Howell there. And I got it because all proceeds went to like a Sheffield hospice charity. I got this. Nice, isn't it?
It's very nice.
Like retro and musical.
It'd be good to see them do more shows. I think they've done one or two more.
I think they are doing a few more as well. I saw one they did David Bowie one as well, which David Bowie liked on Twitter. That's good. But anyway, waffling aside, we're going to talk about a few talking points today, mainly transfer stuff because it is obviously January and obviously transfers causing a bit of a merry-go-round, and no more so than over at Chelsea. We'll start mainly with the Chelsea stuff and get onto the night PhantomVNMs later on. The Chelsea stuff, Higuain might be going to Chelsea. What's going on there, Phil?
Yeah, it's a complete striker merry-go-round because basically, due to obviously Morata's failings for all his success when he started last year.
He's too nice, isn't he, Morata?
Yeah, he's just been
too nice.
It's been a bad year for him, and he clearly wants out. So Higuain is a natural fit because of Sarri's links. I think Higuain had his best season. I believe he broke the record for Syria.
36 and 35?
36 goals, yeah, which was a record. Good. I think it broke a record, something like 70 years old in Syria. Anyway, so he's coming to Chelsea, sorry, from Juventus. Even though he's at Milan, that's a loan deal, so they're going to cancel the loan, then loan him out again to Chelsea for 6 months.
Football's weird at times, isn't it?
It is weird.
It really is.
It gets weirder because in order for that deal to go through, it sounds like Morata's going to go to Atletico, but Atletico want to ship off one of their strikers, possibly Nikola Kalinic. Now, do you know where Kalinic played last year? He was at Milan. So it's all linked, basically.
The grass isn't always green on the other side, essentially, is it? It's just like everyone's cast-offs go round in circles and eventually they end up somewhere where they're happy for a year and then they go somewhere else. I mean, it makes no sense, really, to me. It's just, why don't they all trust in each other? But Morata has been a little bit underwhelming, I guess, really, at Chelsea. Not too bad a player, but he's not the main man, is he, really? That's the problem with Morata. And he'd never had a clinical record goal scoring, so I'm not surprised. I'm surprised why people are surprised by that. He's always been like a backup kind of guy, hasn't he?
It was a risk, and obviously before his time at Chelsea, he hadn't been a real sort of number one guy. So sadly, and particularly with the price tag, you'd have to say it was a bad move, and obviously just the fact that he just looks so unhappy and so disinterested this year. So
can Higuain step up to the Premier League now? He's not getting any younger, you know. It's a very different kind of league, isn't it?
It's a very interesting transfer. I believe he's 30, 31, and you know the one positive obviously is the link with Sarri and Jorginho as well. You know, that's another player that he's played with, and he was of course a key player in Higuain's good year. So it's a strange one, but it does remind me a bit of, when Chelsea signed Eto'o. Remember a few years ago? And he did really well. Didn't he? He actually did really well. I think he scored a hat-trick against United, or at least he was a really good short-term signing. So maybe it could be like that.
I think he's more likely to bring goals than Morata, put it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people say as well, actually, weirdly, Higuain is not the kind of guy you'd actually associate with a Sarri kind of style. He just was effective for Sarri, which he's not always like what you'd expect to be. Sarri ball kind of strike in terms of he's not this hard working link up kind of technical player. He's actually just an old fashioned striker, which is it says it all really, because even though you've got someone that's principled to Sarri and how they play, sometimes you just need goals, and I think that's the one thing Chelsea have totally lacked. Chelsea remind me a lot of City in Guardiola's first season in terms of they had a great start, won loads of games in a row, but then eventually the shortcomings, when the energy kind of dissipated a little bit, the shortcomings started to be exposed. I think they'll be all right.
And I think this is a really important few months, because if they actually finish the season strongly, it means that Hazard is much more likely to feel a bit more positively.
Surely.
Well, the thing is, I think if I was a Chelsea fan, that's the thing. This is basically do or die now. But I would be, if I was an optimistic Chelsea fan, I'd hope that if they had a good finish to the season, actually, when you look at it, when you get past the kind of all the negativity around Sarri and Chelsea, it's actually quite an exciting time, because obviously if Sarri continues and can stay for another year and get a few players in and actually have an off season, at summer because, of course, he arrived really late. I'd be quite optimistic for Chelsea.
I just can't see him staying. I don't think there's any player that high profile for only a year and a half left in the contract being courted by a club that they clearly love in Real Madrid. There's no way that he's lasting the summer because Chelsea, the money they will lose from that as an asset is ridiculous. He's like £100+ million player, and his value is dropping every month by 10 million. You know, literally, it's crazy because they know now. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go for like 70, 80 million next summer to somewhere else. And now away from the world of football transfers, over to Nike. They've announced a new boot, the PhantomVNM, which takes over from the HyperVenom. Lots of Venoms, lots of Hypers, lots of Phantoms going on. And it's a part of a new series, essentially. And it's really, really nice. Essentially, it's been engineered, according to Nike themselves, for power and precision in front of goal, with a full fly knit upper covered in a layer of Nike skin. So basically, it's meant for strikers. But all I want to know, Phil, is, does it look nice?
Well, you know, this, and actually I've just seen in the article there, it does have slight vibes of the Total 90 boots, which of course were fantastic in the kind of mid-noughties. So I like that they've gone for a relatively understated look. I
like it, actually.
It's nice, yeah. It's a bit like a sort of Mercurial meets, the Phantom Vision.
It reminds me of the Mercurial.
Yeah, and obviously the actual kind of strike zone area thing going on makes a lot of sense because this is kind of the boot which I think Harry Kane wears and that sort of thing. So it's a nice.
This is definitely a boot for strikers, isn't it? It just has that vibe to it entirely. Current HyperVenom players like Rashford, Lewandowski, Alex Morgan, and Kane, as Phil said, I guess they'll all switch over. Really, it's a big push for Nike. This will be a priority for 2019, I presume.
It will, yeah. This is basically now, as you say, we've taken the HyperVenom, and I believe that sort of sits now with the Phantom Vision, the Mercurial. And the Tiempo.
I think there's going to be a lot of goals scored in this boot. They've gone for quite a simple colourway, really, as well. Like, I think we'll see loads of new packs in a few months. But anyway, guys, that's just some thoughts on today's goings-on in the world of football. Let us know what you've seen going about in football in the past 24 hours. So we'll be back on Monday with another video. Go and check out the ones from yesterday and the day before that, talking about loads of random stuff. I've been Stephen. This is Phil. Have a good weekend.